Assalamu alaikum guys. Today we are going to be start with the first topic of our final semester, that is the type of the civil engineering drawings. First of all, we will discuss that the importance of the civil engineering drawings for any kind of the project and specifically for the buildings. Why we need the civil engineering drawings and where those are going to be used. These drawings, specifically this word, is going to be considered as a communication tool between two engineers working on the site. So whenever one project is needed to be built up or needed to be finally going to be, you can see in a solid form, that is constructed form. Before that, the very first step is that you have to be, first of all, decide about its drawings. Okay, their sketches, that how the plans be there, what are the different components of the building, inside component of the building, you are deciding about the orientation, internal and external, and then you are deciding about all of the components, their location inside, and then the structurally you are going to be deciding that how many beams, how many columns, what should be the depth of the foundation, how you are constructing the concrete or the metal overhead tanks or the underground tanks in the building, like this. So when a house is needed to be constructed, so these are the very, you can say, simple components, those are needed to be discussed. So once one person is going to be design that this is the plan of a building, and you are going to be decide that this plan is going to be considering rooms. Okay, this is first room, this is bedroom, here you may have the kitchens, and along with that you may have the attached washrooms, and here you may have the lobbies, okay, lounge, and here you have the staircase, okay, and then you have porch, and finally certain terrace or balcony, etc., and here you have the main gate. So this is a simple plan. Okay, so this plan is needed to be incorporating with certain details, the technical details. Okay, all of the details, those are required for a person on the site to construct this particular building or this project. If these all of the results, you can say, of the designs, whatever the designs has been done for different structural components, all of these design results needed to be communicated well for that particular engineer who is responsible to execute that project on the site. So execute mean to construct a project, construct a building on the site. Okay, so in person is needed to be construct, that is needed to be get all of these results, in which form these results needed to be handed over to that particular person or that particular engineer, that is generally called as site engineer. Okay, that will be responsible to construct one particular project on site. So for that particular case, you need the input data in a certain format. That format is going to be called as drawings. Okay, so he will be, let's suppose if certain engineer at design site is not available to communicate all of the input data, all of the result data for the design for the site engineer, but still the site engineer will be able to understand all of the technical aspects because of these drawings, because these drawings are going to be incorporating all of the details, those are common for the consultant and common for the site engineer, okay, or designer or the site engineer. So these drawings are actually keeps as a standard for their symbols, for their specifications, for their standards to write or to draw, to sketch any detail of the building, its structural detail, its electrical details, its electrical lines mean details, its sewerage lines details, its water supply system details, its overhang details, etc., etc. Every kind of the detail is going to be represented to in the form of drawings. So you can say in general that your drawings, civil engineering drawings, are called as an engineering language. Okay, so it is a language, a kind of a language in which the engineers communicate among themselves. Okay, so keeping this in your mind, we are very much in need, or this is very important aspect of any project of a building or any other kind of the project. So we are going to be enlist, so very briefly and very shortly, our types of the civil engineering drawing in 5 categories. First one is going to be called as proposal drawings or the proposal sketchings. These are very rough and raw kind of a drawing, and those are not incorporating, you are not drawing it on proper scale. These are not incorporating much more details. Architectural drawings, simple sketch. Okay, but if art perspective also, it is also a kind of a sketching, but incorporating a little bit more detail as compared to those. But again, you can make it on scale, you cannot make it on scale. Starting from this third number, this is the technical thing, technical drawings. So here the summation drawing, the working drawings, and the completion drawings. These three drawings or set of the drawings are very important. So we are actually not going to be discussing detail these first two categories of the drawings. We are going to be start with the summation drawing directly, because these two are very simpler, without scale, without not going to be incorporating much more details. So what details are important for the proposal or the perspective drawings? First of all, architecture collects all the data and requirements for the building, such as the fund availables, plot size, use of the building, number of the stories desired, north direction, plot level, required room sizes, okay, and all of the data that can be collected with the help of a survey of that particular site. So surveying and leveling you have done maybe. So this survey data is very important. Funding data is very important. Okay, to just to be accumulate for the site engineer to just accumulate the resources on the site. Then comes submission drawing. Submission drawing is the technical one. There are further more different type of the drawings including in that particular drawing. This drawing is going to be made one proper scholar size sheet, one larger scholar size sheet. You have drawn your drawings many times on this scholar size sheet. So this scholar size sheet is further distributed into further type of the drawings, and we will see it one by one. These are the legal drawings. First of all, the type of the drawing. These are the particular legal drawings. Those are approved by the controlling authorities of that particular area where construction needed to be done, like LDA, PHA. The plans are drawn at 1/8 of the scale. In online lecture, I have told you what this 1/8 scale means. This means that 1/1 of the field will be equal to 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so directly you are converting the 1 feet into 1/8. Okay, so if let's suppose 10 feet is needed to be drawn. 10 feet is the dimension that is on field. 10 feet is the dimension of one room, let's suppose. That is needed to be drawn on the paper. So what does it means? 1/8 means 2 divisions of an inch. So what does 10 means? That 20 divisions of an inch you have to draw. Okay, so 20 out of 20, 16 divisions making 1 inch, and 4 are going to be making 1/4 of an inch. So 20 divisions mean that 1 inch, this 10 feet will be equal to 1.25 of an inch. Okay, so in this way you need to be convert your scale, okay, from feet to inches. So 1/8 scale mean that 1 foot of the field is equal to 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so 1/8 of an inch mean 2 divisions out of 16s. Sections are with minimum details on 1/8 of the scale. Sections आप draw करेंगे. First of all, plans. This is the first thing that is required in a summation drawing. That is the second thing, sections, but with minimum details. Why minimum details are required? Because these are the legal drawings. Those needed to be approved by the LDA. If maximum details you are going to be show, then the amendments and you can say just changes within that particular sections during the execution of the project will be very difficult. So what we do that the minimum and the very basic requirements regarding the details, the structural details, we are going to be show in the drawings. That is anyhow you have to provide at later stages, but maximum details we are not going to be show over there. Then comes third, site plan. Okay, elevations may be added or may not, depends. Site plan, okay, these are the mandatory parts of the drawings. Those must be a part of a summation drawing. Site plan are going to be drawn for the plots more than 10 mirrors. It shows the blocks of the constructed portion or the actual buildings, and those are drawn at 1/16 of an inch scale and 1/32. Mean 1 foot will be equal to 1/16 of an inch and 1/32 of an inch. Okay, so how you are going to be show it in the next slide? We will see what site plan is here. So this building is going to be shown, the boundaries of the plot first of all, okay, that you have to be shown, and then in between you have to show the covered area. So this area is covered, so just with the help of line diagram, nothing else is required. So this is hatched to show you the covered area. So this is actually the covered area of the building. So this is the only thing that is required for the site plan. So internal and externally, just you have to show the square lines, or if any other details, if any tower, any overhead tank other than outside your building nearby, just within that particular four directions, if those are be there, you have to show. Okay, so your main square line is passing through there. If later on needed to be designed the water supply and sewerage system, so it will be clear that main sewer pipeline is this one. Then comes the location plan. This is the fourth thing, drawing, kind of a drawing that needed to be a part of a submission drawing, that is drawn to indicate the location of the plots where your building is needed to be constructed on scale very small, 1/64th of an inch. 2 or 3 main roads and the neighboring plots needed to be mentioned over here. I will show you with the help of figure in the coming slide. Then comes the schedule of the openings. Or drawings are only 4 types of the drawings. Those are needed to be incorporated in submission drawing. But now these are the other details. Schedule of openings. Schedule of openings mean that you have to show the doors, windows and ventilators marked with their specifications like D1, D2, D3 and so on. Windows as W1, W2 and so on. Ventilators as V1 and V2 and so on. Okay, so those will be mentioned in the plan. Let's suppose this is the plan of one room. Okay, so here this room you are going to be show one door. Okay, here you are going to be show one window, and here you have one ventilator, let's suppose in this particular wall. Okay, so here you are going to be write in plans V1, here you have to be write W1, here you have to write D1. Why it is D2 and D3 and so on? Because the dimension of the doors may be different. Okay, so one dimension, if one door is the same size, so all of the same size doors be designated as D1, and all of the other different sizes can be as D2, and if third size is existing, then you can say it as D3 and so on. Okay, depending upon its sizes. So the size of these components and the related details are also given in the table that is called as schedule of opening. This is the figure of a location plan. So you can see this is the plot that where the construction is needed to be done. But the location of all the nearby located plots, surrounding plots, all of the roads, connecting roads and the main roads, okay, that is needed to be shown in the location plans. Very smaller, 1/64th of an inch, so very small scale is needed. Then schedule of openings. Here you can see this table. The first column in this table is serial number, then items. So with its description, D1, W1, V1. If any other kind of almirah is there, that will be constructed inside the wall, you have to show here. Then there are sizes. 4 fit into 7 fit. Okay. Then windows are 4/4. Ventilators are 4/1.5, and then 4 into 4.5. Then comes the level. This is also very important. It's a level with respect to plinth level. So with respect to that, your door is always at 0 level, starting from the plinth level, okay, from the finished floor level. And then comes the windows. These are always the level for the window is above. That will be 2 to 3 feet. And then comes ventilators. Those are above the doors. So it will be more than its dimensions, maybe 10 feet, 11 feet like this. So almirah may be anywhere in between depending upon its height from the plinth level. You can write the level. Then comes the quantities. All of the doors with the same dimension needed to be counted in the plan and should be written over here. That how many numbers of the doors with this particular size are existing in this particular building. Okay. And then this windows are 4, ventilators are 6, and almirahs are 2. Description may be including its material. Okay, like wooden panels, leaf door, steel panel glazed window with wire gauze, and like this. So whatever the material you are using for these doors, windows, ventilators, you have to mention over here. You can also skip it. It depends on the designer. Then second detail, other than the drawing, this is the schedule of area. It is also prepared in the form of table. Okay, it is incorporating the details like total area of the plot, covered area of the plot in square feet, allowable covered area by the authority, where the construction needed to be done, ground floor covered area, first floor covered area, and so on, second floor, third floor. So your submission should have the name and the complete address of the owner other than these details, these tabular details, and it should be properly signed by the owner. It also signed by the licensed architect, and these all set of the drawings are submitted to the controlling authorities, and only after approval construction can be started. So here you can see one complete submission drawing. Okay, this is one sheet, scholar size sheet, on which all of the drawings has been incorporated and all the details been incorporated. So starting from the uppermost left corner, you can see the front elevation. I have told you elevation is not mandatory, so if you can draw it, so it's okay. If not, then no problem. So here front elevation of the building is shown over here, just to giving the height details, okay, and the details of the window if coming in the elevation, what is coming in the elevation, that's what important. So just showing over here, this is the terrace, and here you have one roof and one fence over here. This is the window, this is the balcony door, like this. Okay, so here you have the section. This is very important. So you are cutting a section along the plan. You can see over here, this is section A. That is same for all of the floors. Okay, starting from the ground level, where the foundation level is, coming till the rooftop level. Okay, you have here rooftop, okay, and above that. So you are going to be make this particular detail, and this detail is going to be give you according to this cross section AA. Okay, cutting through all the floors from bottom to top. Okay, so whatever coming in detail in elevation, this is elevational section. Okay, section mean that you are not going to be show the details in cross section, it is the elevational section. So you are going to be show all of the brick walls, all of the windows, if the staircases be there. So interior details will be more elaborated, more shown with the help of sections. Plan is the plan view, mean from the top you are seeing the building, and the section mean from the elevation side, from the front side. We're just cutting one half, taking it out, removing it, imaginary, and seeing that what is going on, okay, inside of it. So for the plan, first ground floor, first floor, second floor, okay, and this is the site plan that is shown over here. Maybe location plan is not needed over here. Then comes the foundation for the boundary walls, load bearing walls, and other the foundation building walls. Then any other kind of the wall if it exists within the building, you have to show its drawings. Okay, then comes overhead tank. So this is the section of overhead water tank. So this is septic tank detail for the sewerage. So this is the underground water tank. So in this building, this house containing all of these components, so these sections and their details are also important. On the right side, you can see this clear, you can say, distribution. You can say clear, you can say differentiation between the graphical part and the detail part. Graphs or the sections or all the drawings are made on this in this particular part of the sheet. Here you can see also the staircase detail. If concrete wall is concrete stairs be there, so you have to show the details of the reinforcement over there. Okay, so here in this part, right side, at first you will see the plot number, submission drawing for which plot number. This is 471 block. Then comes the specifications. All of the specifications, those are needed to be followed for the design of the concrete work over here, steel work over here, reinforcement work over here. For that, the specifications are needed to be mentioned very briefly, not in detail. Then comes schedule of area. So whatever we have discussed, all is listed over here. Schedule of openings, all of the details of the door, windows and ventilators are here. Then comes the address of the client, their sign submitted by particular seal signed, and then prepared by an architect sign, and then at the end approved by the authority. Okay, if any other engineer or any architect more than one are involved in this project, their sign and stamp is also required. And finally you need to have approved it by the legal authority. So this is another kind of approved submission drawing. So you can see over here stamps, verified, so many stamps and seals over here. Okay, so this is also going to be incorporating again the covered area, the schedule of area, the schedule of openings, and all other details. So in this particular way, if the details will be more, you can use the drawing area also in the form of tables to show. Here you can see all of the details. Okay, these are all stamps and legal verifications. This is properly approved and verified submission drawing. This is a kind of specimen. Then comes working drawings. Working drawings are those drawings which are used for carrying out the construction at site according to the design. Okay, these are main structural design. After the submission drawing, the engineers will work on the design of each component. Okay, the beams, the walls, the doors, the foundation walls, the overhead tanks, etc., and reinforcement details, foundation details, all. And those details in enlarged cases mean each and every component separately and individually is needed to be drawn in the working drawings. Okay, and then all the structural details are going to be mentioned over there, and those structural details will be handed over to the site engineer, and according to that he will execute the construction on site. So architectural working drawings and structural working drawings. Architectural working drawings are going to include, we have already discussed, the plans, also a part of submission drawing. If more than one plans are required, more than one elevations are required, only one elevation and one section is enough for the submission drawing. But let's suppose if details from the other directions are needed, then we can make the architectural working drawings with plan elevations, more elevations and more sections we can add into it. Then comes structural working drawing. These are very important. There you have to show the foundation plan, reinforcement details, plumbing works, detail of doors and windows, bathroom and kitchen details, electrification plans, okay, interior all plans. So all of these are important with respect to the structural working drawings. This is a kind of a structural drawing for a frame type of the building, okay, where columns are there. So here you can see these are the column. This is the foundation plan, where this is the column and this is the foundation pad. Isolated footing has been provided. This is not the pad footing, this pad, but isolated. I mean, for each column separate and individual footing has been provided. This is of concrete, so this footing has been mentioned over here. But to avoid the torsion of this building due to earthquake or wind loading, these foundations are tied up with the help of one beam. This is called a foundation beam or tie beam. That is to be connect one pad of the concrete foundation for one column to the other. Okay, so all are going to be make you a complete monolithic you can say construction in which the ties or the beams are foundation beams are constructed. Okay, so here you may have F1 mean foundation 1, here F2 mean its dimension is different, so its designation is also different, F2, here also F1. So wherever in these two plans, these may be the two different plans of the different section of the building, but what you can see over here, you can see that if wherever F1 is written, mean the dimension of this concrete pad all over the drawing and is same. Okay, so the dimensions are given. So these are the structural drawings. Those are going to show you the details. Here the reinforcement detail is not given, so may be provided in for each pad F1. What is the foundation reinforcement detail for F2? What other reinforcement detail? Those may be provided in different type of the drawings. This is a kind of the reinforcement detail. Okay, so here you can see that this is the column. मैं एक छोटा सा ले लेती हूँ ताकि आपको confusion ना हो. This is a column drawing. So you can see this column is vertical. Anywhere in between, maybe any other column or any other component, but this is the column. This column having a certain longitudinal reinforcement along the length, Okay, those may be having the lateral distribution bars in the lateral direction. Okay, so if in the lateral direction reinforcement needed to be provided, so in this particular cross section it will be shown in the form of dot. Okay, so dot mean these are the reinforcement provided, mean bars are provided in the lateral direction. This is at corner. Okay, if the column is there, so what happens at the corner, and here you can see the simple beams. Okay, these are the beams, cross section of the beam. Here shear stirrups have been provided, and in between shear stirrups you are providing again in this particular direction the longitudinal reinforcement. Okay, because beam is longitudinal element, so it will be in this particular direction. Okay, so we have cut a cross section and we have seen, so the steel bars have been placed within the beam in the longitudinal direction, and these are the shear stirrups. So in between the shear stirrups are also be helpful with the interior shear strips also. So in this way, all of the, this is not your scope of the work to understand these drawings. Okay, what is written over here, what meaning of this, what type of the reinforcement is over here, this is not your task. Your task is just to be understand that whenever you will be in the field as an town planner or engineer and you are seeing these drawings, so don't you need not to be seen blank. You have to be in clear understanding that this is a working drawing. आपको ये तो कम से कम पता होना चाहिए ना, ये आपको पता हो कि ये स्ट्रक्चरल ड्राइंग है, ये रीइंफोर्समेंट को शो कर रही है, ये एलिमेंट को शो कर रही है और इसमें रीइंफोर्समेंट है, ठीक है, और जो कहाँ कहाँ पर है, किस डायरेक्शन में है. सो आपको इतना एटलीस्ट आइडिया होना चाहिए. सो दिस इज स्लैब रीइंफोर्समेंट. ये एक फ्लोर ऊपर का है आपका, या जो भी होगा, ठीक है, उसकी ये आपकी स्लैब है, ठीक है. सो स्लैब के दो सेक्शंस लिए हैं उन्होंने, अलॉन्ग दिस डायरेक्शन एंड अलॉन्ग दिस डायरेक्शन, ए एंड बी, और उन दोनों को बी को और ए को डायरेक्शंस में उन्होंने सारी स्टील रीइंफोर्समेंट दे हैव शोन that at the bottom of the slab, then it is just turning up. Okay, and then you have the brick walls over there, and your slab is resting on the brick wall, and like this. So all of the details, structural details, that what should be the dia of the steel, what should be the dimension of the steel, all are written over here. So this is the drawing for the water supply system and for the sewage system, okay, mainly for the water supply system. So here you can see all of the lines shown. The main plan is here, but above the main plan you can see the blue lines, the red lines, okay, the green lines, all are going to be show the different type of the pipes running through it. So if you will see this red line, this is for the hot water, okay, and if you will see the C, it is for the cold water. Okay, so your C/W mean cold water and H/W mean hot water. Okay, so wherever you need to be provide for the plumbing, the water supply system for the hot water, and this is the simple water, mean not categorizing in between hot and cold. So here you are going to be provide the pipelines. So wherever these are running, this line is running, what does it means? That within or along these walls you need to be put these, you need to be insert these pipes. Okay, so here you have needing this pipe, here you are needing this. So it is the requirement of the project. Depending upon those, you have to be provide the plumbing drawings, so that the during the construction, inside the wall or outside the wall where needed to be aligned, we have to provide all of the you can say permissions, or all of the you can say technical aspects we have to be provided to provide these kind of the pipes. These drawings are going to show you the electrical plan, called as electrical plan. This is also a type of a working drawing where you have to show all of the switches. This S is going to be represent, all of the nomenclature is given over here, mean legends are here, in which the ceiling mounted light, this means, this symbol means, this is RCLT recessed lights, these are the wall mounted lights, these are the fans. Okay, so in this way these are the switches. So all are given over here. Depending upon these symbols are mentioned in the plan. Okay, so in this particular plan, where you need the fans, where you need the lights, where you need the switches. Okay, So you are familiar with that. These are also going to be provide all of the switches and all of the pipes, wires are need to be passed through or inside the walls. Okay, so we have to be provide certain grooves inside the wall, so to provide all of the wires to be passed through the walls. So for that you need these kind of the switches. So if this is the fan and it is mentioned that switch needed to be provided over here, so what does it means? That within the slab of this you have to provide one groove, and this from the slab it will coming inside the wall through the elevation. Okay, you need to provide one groove inside the wall, and then you need to be come in that particular place. Okay, so inside the slab above this fan and inside the wall you need the grooves to provide the wires coming from fan to the switch. Okay, so this is the importance of the electrical plan. So all of the location of all of the electrical appliances will be given over here. Then comes completion drawing. After construction of the building, drawings are made according to actually constructed features called completion or as-built drawing. These drawings are then submitted to the authority to get completion certificate, and only after their approval the owner can legally occupy the buildings. Okay, this is the last step. This is also a legal drawing. Okay, so at the time of submission drawing, that's what I have told you. Do not make a big, you can say, changes from the submission drawing. So minimum detail you can show. You can show an extra things than the submission drawing, but the changes within the submission drawing will be very difficult at later stages. So you are going to be show actually constructed features of your building, and those all of the drawing you are submitting to the authority, and finally once it will be proved that according to the submission drawing and initially planned you have now constructed the building and it is okay, and now legally you can occupy the building. Thank you so much guys. This is end of this lecture, type of civil engineering drawing.